for another weekly vlog. This week in Bali. No traveling this week, so I'm not going to be moving around to different places. I'm going to be set up here at the villa working. I've got a big work block coming up and there's lots of stuff that needs to get done for some exciting launches for the education business, and then also preparation for Q4 for the e-commerce brands that I run. So it's going to be a very busy week and a lot of exciting updates which I'll share with you throughout this video about changes and big decisions that I've been making over the past few days really, and how that's going to affect everything. And so yeah, I've just been doing a lot of learning today, doing a lot of strategizing, and it is currently almost 5 p.m. on Thursday and I'm about to go for a run. We've got intervals today. I think it's called a farts leg. It's one word, and it's a type of run where you have, shorter intervals where you're running faster and then you go slower and you alternate between them for longer periods of time. And then after that, I've got to come back here, and at the new villa, there is a pool that is long enough to be a swimming pool. So I don't need to go to the swimming pool to do my swim workout today or for the rest of the week while we're staying here. So I'll be swimming in that back and forth. I've got a 35-minute, 40-minute session in the pool, and then that's training done for today. I did an outdoor session earlier today. There's a pull-up bar at the villa. It's kind of crazy. I'll show you. See right down there, can you see it? Right there. It's a pull-up bar, and excuse Josh and Wade getting a massage, but yeah, it's down there, pull-up bar, and then there's also some dip bars there as well. So where I'm staying right now isn't actually Canggu, it's outside of it. So there's Canggu, there's Pereiranan, and then there's Sese. And so I'm currently in Sese. I've never stayed here before. And it's a lot further away from everything else. There's a lot of weird side roads you have to take to get back to Canggu. And so I'm trying to do as much as I can here at the villa. So being able to swim in the pool, huge bonus. And then also the pull-up bar and the dip bar over there, another huge bonus. So I'm gonna go for my run, then we'll go for a swim. And then I guess throughout this video, I'll fill you in on those very exciting things that are happening. This might be arguably one of the bigger weeks of my life in terms of key decisions that are being made and things that are going to affect the business for a long time to come. It's been in the works for a while, but excited to share it. So I'll provide updates as we go. I also got new sunglasses. How do we feel about these? They look a little bit extra, but I feel like I look like a hardcore runner now with these on. But let me know what you think. Okay, so I just finished my run and I come back and Josh has decided to build an outdoor cinema in front of the villa because why not? So he managed to find this big billboard / sign just sitting outside, and now that's him on the tools right now. He's in there with the hammer, just hammering away.
Did you say size doesn't matter?
Joshua, what are you doing?
Mate, we are building an outdoor theatre because we didn't have one. So I knew we had to get one straight away.
What is this? Premium flowers? See that? Blooming for a cause.
Blooming for a cause.
That's so nice. It's water.
Lilies.
Lily.
Josh, is this your little tool bag?
Yeah.
Is this yours?
When was the last time you had the tools?
Maybe you want to use screw?
There's a couple bricks over
You got some nails?
There's a couple
You're gonna break the whole thing. Zip ties.
Yeah, bro.
Oh no.
Bali
He's not
zip
an
ties.
operator, is he?
Stick to the laptop, Joshy. Alright. So,
It's easy for us to chirp on the sidelines, eh?
yeah, it's good being over here, just sitting back.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, mate, that's it.
Yeah.
To the right, mate.
You know, I should be right.
Oh, hell yeah, bro.
There's a light.
Now you're talking.
Yeah, yeah.
There you go. Where was that before?
It's desperate times. Bank account's a bit dry, we have to borrow screws out of the roof.
Oh, it's actually exhausting trying to get that out.
No, it's not. Come on, man.
There we go, we got it.
You've got the stamina of a grizzly bear, Josh. Today has been nuts. 3 workout day. Like every week, I think there's either 1 or 2 3 workout days. So I still go to the gym every day, and then it's 2 triathlon sessions. So it's generally a run and a swim on the triple days. But yeah, got it done. I'm beat up, I'm knackered. I'm so sore from the past few days because Josh and I have been hitting some German volume at the gym, and I haven't done German volume training in a while, so absolutely wrecking me. But I ordered fruit because I thought, you know what, it's too late to get dinner. I was meant to have a call, but it didn't happen, so I was just going to have some fruit, chill out, work on the new website. But the fruit keeps getting delayed on Gojek. It happens sometimes, I think, when it's really busy. They just keep delaying it. And then the drivers change. And look, it says your food is almost ready. Well, you can't see it. But it's 25 minutes away. Well, now it's 20 minutes away. But I don't know if it's going to get here. So I looked up local restaurants and I found one just up the road that has steak. I looked at their menu and I'm doing a health challenge with Josh where we can't eat anything else that isn't protein. So steak, chicken, fish, and veggies and fruit. And coffee's fine. But everything else is off limits. No Aperols, which is a big change for me, and no sweets. You know, nothing that's cookies, cake, that kind of stuff. Ice cream, go for some ice cream right now. But I'm gonna go and get the steak from the local restaurant. We'll see if it's any good. And then, yeah, when I get back here, it'll be a pretty chill night. Just work on the website, finish off some things, working on some new things for Freedom, and excited to get those live. A lot of things are going to go live in the next few days, and so, well, the next week especially. New offering, new website, new branding. By the time you're watching this, it'll already be live, but yeah, it's the first time I've talked about it. We're completely rebranding the education business, and well, I don't say completely, like the look and feel of it. The actual brand will stay Freedom, but it'll become Freedom Club. And we're going to lean more into that, which is, we've had that domain for ages, but it was the 2B, freedomclub.com, and now we got the 1B, freedomclub.com, which is what we should have got at the start, but it was expensive. And yeah, we got it now, because turns out the price had dropped significantly since we first reached out to them. So we're able to get a good deal, got the domain, and we're going to launch the new site with that. So yeah, a lot of stuff that's just been worked on in the background for the past few weeks and just hasn't eventuated yet, hasn't been launched or people get to see it. But it is a very different look and feel to the one that I built, the branding I made in Photoshop in 5 minutes when we first started Freedom. I said to the boys, look, has to be blue, has to have this icon, and I created this icon, and now we're completely changing things. So I think it's the right time to do it, especially with this new launch, and I guess the target market that we're really trying to go after, the people that we know we can help the most, which that being millennials. So yeah, exciting times, but I'm gonna go get a steak and then crash after because I'm dead. For anyone out there that likes a setup, this is the setup for me at the moment. Got the notebook there, computer, cap, glass of water, and that is my view. At the moment, pool. It's nicer during the day, but this room, in this villa, there's 5 bedrooms, and we only use 2 of them. So this one happened to have a desk, but it's not the best bedroom, arguably. The one that I've got is the best because I'm on the spinny wheel. But that's the setup. So I've been sitting here all day just working on the new stuff. And that's where I mounted the camera just before. If you're interested in the videography side, just open this little cupboard here and just put the camera on the shelf. So I guess it works as a tripod too. Just had another pretty brutal gym session with Josh. We're doing German volume still, so lots of reps, lots of sets, and yeah, now we're back into the good old stuff. Sunday Kitchen, shout out to Sunday Kitchen. They don't sponsor these, but I eat so much of their food, so I absolutely love it. But they didn't have steak today. It was just chicken, unfortunately. What stuff did I order? They put all the stuff in these little boxes. Look at that. That's lunch. So they put it all in these boxes and then, yeah, it's like build your own bowl in a way. So we got some chicken, we got some mixed veggies, avo, beef patty, and just lots of those things. Combination of all those, a few of each. But no steak today, unfortunately. But I feel like I've eaten more veggies in the past 2 weeks than I have for the past 4 years. Like, when I was at home, my mum and dad would give me a lot of veggies, but then, especially my mum, she'd make a lot of veggies. But then when I started living by myself, I stopped eating veggies pretty much altogether. Not because I was like, oh, I hate veggies. I don't know, there was more fun foods to eat. But now, I'm trying to be a bit more health conscious. Put better fuel in the body. So back on the veggie train, back on the protein train. Feels like a little unboxing every time. No, this feels like a mukbang. Is that how you pronounce it? Where you're eating food together. I promise I'll stop recording once we're actually eating. I'm not going to record myself eating. Beef. And one thing I'm noticing is that with this 2-week health challenge that Josh and I are doing, the biggest improvement I think for me has been cutting out sugar, because I've got a sweet tooth. I love sweets, I love cookies, I love cinnamon rolls, cinnamon scrolls, I love ice cream so much. And yeah, I also love Aperols. And turns out Aperols, per serving, every glass, has 35 grams of sugar. So if you stack up quite a few of those, I might have 4 and 5 at dinner. That's a lot of sugar. So I initially thought the battle was just going to be, to lower the sugar intake, I'll just stop having cookies. I'll stop ordering dang cookies here in Bali, and I'll, just replace it with fruit, which still has sugar in it. But yeah, then I looked at the Aperol intake, and Josh actually searched it. We both sort of ignored it, especially me, because I was like, I don't think I really want to know how much sugar is in these things. But then actually saw it for the first time, very concerned. And then that flipped a switch. I'm like, I can't keep having these all the time. It's not healthy, there's loads of sugar in them, and I can just have water. So yeah, I think that's been a big takeaway from the health thing so far, is that I didn't realize there was that much sugar in Aperols, which they're sweet, so you would assume there's quite a bit in them. But I'm just overall feeling a lot more energetic, working out a lot better as well, my sleep's better. And yeah, just feel like I have more energy and focus for the day. So it's been a huge positive of cutting out the sugar. And so I'm excited to keep it going. We'll see if it makes any other improvements. I used to make a lot of improvements to try and get more work done, but now it's just I want to be healthier and I want to have more energy. And changes like this have helped a lot. I'm still having coffee. So if I really wanted to go like super healthy, then maybe cutting out coffee. If you have black coffee, I guess, but I don't drink black coffee. I have cappuccinos or mochas. I guess that would help a bit, because then you cut out that in the morning. But I feel like coffee is a super drug in a way. I don't get jittery from it, but I feel like the caffeine helps me stay focused more. But I'm gonna tuck in. It's enough yapping from me. Smashed it. Done. Finito. Now I'm gonna go do some work.
Allowed me to be able to travel the world without a budget for the past 3 years. So if you're ready for a real change and you want to learn how to double your salary while working a couple of hours a day, then I suggest you do yourself a favor and check out the 15-minute video, which I'm going to attach below this.
That was good, but then I could see you in the mirror, then I could see me in the mirror when I was trying to
Oh, I'm in the mirror! Oh no!
That's right. Disengage.
It is raining like crazy outside. I don't know if you can see it. It's pouring, yeah. First non-sunny day I've had in a while in Bali. So it's Sunday morning now. I'm just sitting here in one of the spare bedrooms doing some work, still working on the rebrand and the new VSL scripts and some other fun stuff. So working on that. One other super cool thing that I'm really excited about is with the rebrand, we're going to be creating some streetwear style clothing that essentially will be our uniforms. But the goal with that was that if you were to just wear our old logo on a t-shirt, it looks like, a brand. It looks like a company, it's a work shirt. But with the rebrand, if you put the new company name on there, then it could be You know, it could be a club, could be a business, you don't know. It just looks like streetwear. It looks like a cool brand to wear. So I'm really excited about that because previously I would just wear, you know, either the shirt with the URL on it or with the logo on the chest, and it just looks like I'm a walking billboard. But with the new stuff, it's not going to be like that. So I'm excited for that. And it's also my vibe at the moment. I'm really enjoying the, you know, the oversized stuff. I go through these phases, I think everyone does, with different fashion choices and things that you think look cool at the time, but then you change taste. And so at the start of this year and for most of last year, it was more of that old money aesthetic, if we'll call it that. You know, the slightly tighter fitting shirts, you know, the nice matching pants, loafers, nice sunnies, nice watch. Like that was the kind of vibe that I liked, and it works really well in Dubai as well. It just, you know, goes hand in hand. And also in Europe for summer when we're traveling there, that's where I really started just wearing that kind of stuff. Lots of linen, lots of like, yeah, relatively tight fitting t-shirts and well fitted stuff. And so now it's changed a bit and I'm enjoying the like oversized baggy shirts a little bit more. And so with the direction that we're moving the brand, it's actually going to make more sense, and we're going to be able to put branding on these kind of shirts, and it's going to look like streetwear, and it's going to be really cool. So I've also reached out to a bunch of streetwear designers, and they're going to make stuff with the new logo and with the new, I guess, brand assets and what we're trying to make. The goal is to get some of these printed at least with the Freedom Club logo here, either embroidered or printed within the next few days, so that I can record updated video content for a lot of our marketing material, website material with that on. And then after that, we'll get the full streetwear stuff done, start printing that kind of thing, you know, giving it out to Freedom members, trying to make it feel like this exclusive club that people want to be a part of. A club that not only is, you know, surrounding you with like-minded people, but is helping you make money as well online. So yeah, very excited for the direction that we're moving with Freedom. I've just been going through a lot this morning as well and categorizing the projects and the tasks that I need to do within these projects. So I use Notion for all of my task management. If you don't use Notion, I highly recommend it. It's very customizable to what you need it to be. And so I use it for daily task management as well as, you know, major strategic planning for years or months or even longer term and the projects that would need to be done. And I really like how simple it is to use as well. So everything for Freedom was built in Notion initially, and now we've only just started taking things out of it that, you know, just haven't been, we've broken Notion essentially for some of these things. Like a CRM, moved it out, now it's in close. Or what's another example? Our dashboard, we call it the hub, which has all of our data in it across all of the marketing funnels and every single minor metric. And now we're moving that to Databox, most likely. And yeah, there's some things that you can use Notion for, I find, but it reaches a point where it sort of breaks and you might have to use something that's more suited to that thing at scale. Working on those things, it's been a pretty chill morning. Got my coffee as always. I sort of have like I don't know, it's not really a morning routine. Well, everyone has a morning routine. They have a series of things they do in the morning, but I don't have an elaborate morning routine. As soon as I wake up, I order a coffee off Gojek from Starbucks, get it delivered, generally takes half an hour. And so I wake up at 8, and recently I've been waking up like 5 minutes, 10 minutes before my alarm goes off, just naturally, which is kind of cool. No, I haven't had that before. Maybe it's because I've cut out alcohol with doing this health challenge with Josh, but yeah, the no Aperols, maybe it's improving my sleep quality. I'm assuming it is in the no alcohol. So I wake up, order a coffee. Then once the coffee gets here, or I jump down to the spare bedroom or wherever I'm working from and just start working at like 8:15. And then I just work until my coffee gets here, keep working, and then all the way up until the gym at 12 p.m. So I don't have an elaborate morning routine. And I think you go through stages as a business builder and entrepreneur where initially you think it's all about the routine as to why people are successful. But then what you come to learn is that it's not really about all the things you do, it's about the things that you don't do. It's about, you know, not drinking, it's about, you know, not doing drugs, it's about getting good sleep. It's it's about not being on your phone all the time by uninstalling social media apps when you can. So it's those kind of things. It's not the meditation, the grounding, the affirmations, the looking at yourself in the mirror and just speaking positively about yourself. All of those things have a place, I guess. But for me, I find the easiest way to get more done is just by doing it and sitting down at the desk and spending more time actually working on the things that matter and just getting into it straight away, not trying to complicate the morning, just jump straight in. I know some people need that morning routine, or they say they need it. I think it's a bit of a distraction. If you want to get anything done, you just need to go and do it. And look, if you need to do 5 push-ups, 10 push-ups, you know, when you wake up in the morning to get yourself going, or go stand in the sun for 15 seconds to wake you up, great. But I think these hour-long, 2-hour-long, 3-hour-long morning routines that some people do, I think it's a bit excessive when you're trying to build a business at the start. Over time, you've got more time freedom, you can do whatever you want, I guess. But that's just my take on morning routines. Just finished up the Freedom Daily call, founders call. So Will, Josh and I chat every day, give updates to each other because we focus on different parts of the business. It's important that we all stay in the loop with what's going on with the other parts because a lot of the work we do overlaps. So if Will's focusing on sales, Josh is focusing on marketing, obviously those two teams are very important to one another. So having those update calls is super valuable, and we've been doing it since we started the business. Well, since we started not living together full time. Most of 2023 we were together all the time, so we didn't need to do Zoom calls. It was just, we were there in person, so we had those chats over dinner or lunch or whatever. But call is finished, and yeah, we've got a few exciting updates, things coming up, but got some fruit. The classic fruit box that I have. I've bought so many of these fruit boxes, these fruit salad boxes over the past few weeks since being in Bali. Because I've had to replace Aperols and I've got a sweet tooth, so I like sweet things, I like sugar. I've tried to replace it for now with fruit instead. And then I know I'm probably having a lot of fruit, and so I'll try and, tone that back down as well. But these fruit platters are so good, they get me through, keep me full, and it feels like a treat because it's very sweet. That rhymes. I've been in the education side for the past year and a half, really focusing on that. And my whole life beforehand, or my whole sort of after high school business building life, was just working on an agency, and then it was exclusively on e-com stores. And then when I started Freedom with Will and Josh, I stopped focusing on e-com pretty much altogether. I delegated everything and I just didn't touch it. And fortunately, it kept growing for most of the time. And then other times it just stayed pretty neutral and we optimized for profits. And it was just sort of chipping away and, getting good results, and I wasn't spending any time on it. So I didn't feel the need to get involved again. But recently, in the Lombok trip, I was having these awesome chats with my best mate Leo, and he's just got me so excited to work on e-com again. So I looked at the results yesterday for one of my stores, and I haven't spent any time on this brand. And just seeing the profit that I got yesterday from it was kind of like, wow, you should probably spend a little bit more time on this. There's loads of potential here, especially considering we're coming into the back end of the year, which is an amazing time for e-com stores. But yeah, excited to get back into that. But for now, gonna have my fruit. Been doing the try training and already been to the gym today. So I've got the rest of my training later tonight. I've got my call with the Freedom community in about an hour. And then I've got my ride, and then just going to try and get as much done for the rebranding and the new website videos as I possibly can today. It's an ongoing project. It's definitely taking some time, but I think what keeps me going with these kinds of projects is that I heard this really good phrase from Hamosi, or just this overall message, the idea that when it's hard or when it's taking a lot of time, that's the point where most people quit. And they have that level of resistance and they just face it and they're like, I don't want to deal with this. And then they stop. They throw in the towel at the first bit of inconvenience, or when things start getting difficult or time consuming, or it just feels like you're pouring all of this time into a project and you're not getting anything out. And so that's what it's felt like at times with this whole rebuild and with all the new stuff that we're putting together for better marketing and advertising and better student results as well with the rebuild of the program. it feels like I'm pouring all this time into it and not seeing anything come from that. But until it's launched, that's where we're going to see the most dramatic difference. And so now the way I try and frame it when I'm doing this work is, this is the point where everybody else would stop. They would take the shortcut. They'd be like, oh, it's good enough. Let's just get it live. Or, oh, yeah, I'll do this because like I'm a bit over this. But the way I see it now is I'm so deep in it that I want to finish it to the highest standard possible. And I know that by completing it to that standard that no one else is going to put in that much effort. I've spent 8 months creating a training program when pretty much everyone in our space does not do that. And so the amount of time that we're putting into things is because I know that no one else is going to be willing to do that, which gives us a huge competitive advantage. So if you're in the trenches, you're building something and you're like, this is difficult, this is hard, I know the feeling, and that is the feeling that you should push through and acknowledge that that is the point where everybody would stop, which is exactly why you need to keep going. I'm going to stop rattling on. I want to eat my pineapple. Also, side note and irrelevant update, but because you're watching the vlog, you probably want to know what's going on. I got a new cap yesterday. So I went and played paddle yesterday with some friends of mine, and I got this new cap. What do we think of it? It's blue. The new Freedom branding isn't that blue, but blue's still my favorite color. What do we think about the cap? You have to wear a cap when you're playing paddle, otherwise your hair just goes everywhere. Well, that's at least my strategy at my peak level of paddle playing and my ability. Hey everybody, welcome to this week's live call. It is currently 5:30 on Tuesday evening. I've spent most of the day sitting here at the desk working on the updated VSL slides for Freedom, looking at all the new social proof, student results, putting it all together. And I love making VSLs. And VSL, video sales letter, it's basically a video that takes someone from a complete stranger to someone that's buying from you or taking a desired action like booking a call. And I've always loved VSLs, but I've built them in the past before I created Freedom, and that was when I was in my early days. I was 19, creating VSLs for other things, and even with my agency, my creative agency I used to run, I made VSLs for that too. And I never really cracked it, I guess. There was always something, it wasn't performing at the scale that I wanted it to. And with Freedom, over the past year and a half, I've really been perfecting my way of doing VSLs, which was initially based on a guy named Sabri Subi, and then principles from Russell Brunson in there as well, one of the founders of ClickFunnels. And so, yeah, it's developed a lot. And so it's really cool looking at the current VSL slides and then looking back on all of the old ones that I've done as well, which I've been doing, and just seeing the dramatic difference in how they're put together, how genuine they are, how much more social proof there is. And I just find myself actually enjoying making them a lot more now than I used to. And I think that's a really cool reflection point, because it's not very often we look back at the kind of work that we used to do years ago and we compare it to what we're doing now. We often compare the work we're doing now with what other people are doing now and then get disheartened when they're a lot further ahead than us. And so I find that it's a good thing to look back at your old stuff. Look back at your old photos. Maybe you've been on a health grind for the past year. Look back at your old photos of yourself and just look at the difference and the change that has been made. With your business, look back at all the old stuff that you used to do. The photos on your camera roll of you working those late nights, grinding, and now look at what life looks like now. And I find that comparing yourself to where you were previously instead of comparing yourself to others is one of the best gratitude exercises you can possibly do, because it puts everything into perspective. It makes you realize that you're actually making progress and you're doing really cool things, whether it's health, whether it's relationships, whether it's with your family, whether it's business. And there's just so much that can be taken away from reflecting on where you were previously. And I find that a lot of people, especially me, maybe more so a few years ago, I'd really get pulled into this comparison mindset of this person is here and I want to be there and I'm not there yet. And so I'm just going to feel dissatisfied with my current situation in a negative way. I'm not going to use it to drive me. I'm like, oh, they're just so far ahead. Like, what's the point? How do I get to that level? All of those things. And it's not the healthiest mindset to have. And so instead, let's look at where we were previously and just look at the differences that have been made and the growth that you've had. And then use those other people that you maybe see online as forms of inspiration, to push you to the next level. A reason to keep pushing and a sign that you can achieve things at a certain level. But don't constantly compare yourself to those other people and the progress that they've made because they're on a different journey. It wasn't meant to be a motivational rant, but that's something that has definitely come up over the past couple of days when I've been working on this project and just seeing the dramatic difference from now versus a few years ago and everything that's changing. So yeah, feeling pretty grateful and excited for this to be shown to the world. But I'm about to head out for my run. I've been to the gym today, but I haven't done it's another triple triathlon training session day. So I've got a swim and a run to do. My run's 50 minutes, swim is 50 minutes as well. So I've got to get both of those done. The pool shuts soon, so I'm going to go for a run first because the pool's less busy later on. And then I'll go straight from there to the pool, do the swim, come back, get dinner, and then probably finish off some of the slides. Run is finished, finito. And now off to the pool for a swim. Let's get it.
Look how much food we've got.
Oh my gosh.
Feel the weight of it.
Josh bought $200 worth of sushi. And we're about to eat it all.
Whoops. Okay.
Whoops. I slipped. Josh, do you even know what half of this stuff is? Do you know?
I ordered it on the bike on the way back. I got kind of carried away. I was just so hungry.
Kind of carried away, you reckon?
Paulina actually helped me on the back.
Paulina was the sushi accomplice. If you are interested at all in the editing process and what goes on behind the scenes with making these vlogs, I'm currently inside of Frame, so my editor Luan, absolutely love him, edits the videos, puts them inside of Frame, and then I put the review notes on them. He makes the changes, and then we put it on YouTube. So this is me sitting down and actually reviewing this vlog, which is the third vlog. And the one you're watching now is either the 5th or 6th. So this was from a few weeks ago. But yeah, going through and giving the feedback. And we're sticking to this Wednesday upload schedule. So every Wednesday, the new vlog is dropping. It wasn't intentional, it was just when the first one was ready. So now we've sort of stuck with it. And now we know that Wednesdays are upload day. But this is the behind the scenes. I've just got to finish off adding the notes. This video is 26 minutes long. Just giving the review notes, when to cut certain bits out if I mess up my words, or if there's something that I've repeated myself multiple times. And that's something I've found, honestly, with this video especially, is that because I'm filming throughout the space of a week, I might say things and update things that I've already previously said, but I can't recall what I said 4 days ago to the vlog to you guys. So yeah, it's fun going back through and realizing I've literally said the same thing 4 times, and I should probably cut that out a little bit. But I'm going to finish this off. It is pretty late here, Tuesday evening, last day of the week, of the vlog week, we'll call it, Wednesday to Wednesday, tomorrow. It's going to be a busy one, recording all of the new hooks for the videos, the VSLs that are going up on the Freedom site, as well as some new ad content. So a lot of stuff is being filmed tomorrow. Sky's going to come over, our head of ops, and she's going to help shoot that stuff, and then I can put it into the actual videos that will be used. So I'm excited for that, because it's been a long time coming to update all of that website content. It's just been sitting there, working well, and yeah, I think it portrays the right message and being really authentic, showing social proof, but it's just so outdated. There is just so much that has gone on since the last one was made. So we always see like a pretty noticeable increase in performance of ads in our marketing when we update the VSL. So I'm excited to do that. But I'm going to finish doing these notes, and then I'm going to crash for the evening. What's up, people? It's Wednesday, 4:35 in the afternoon. Just sitting down working all day, and already been to the gym, played paddle today as well, which was good fun. Had the call with Will and Josh, our daily founders call. Lots of exciting things that we're talking about at the moment. And yeah, there was a period where whenever we spoke with each other, there wasn't really that much to update on because we were just doing the same thing over and over again. But considering that now is such a time of doing new stuff and the launching of a new offering and also growing the team, rebranding, new website, travel plans, there's a lot that's being talked about at the moment, which is exciting. I always love chatting with Will and Josh, but when we have our founders calls, it's cool when we're all just, dialed in and doing our thing. And it's very interesting because we all seem to have taken it to the next level in terms of productivity and output since we stopped alcohol and eating badly. Who would have thought that stopping those things would allow you to get more done, be more focused? And Will especially is dialed right now, absolutely dialed. And yeah, it's cut out alcohol, cut out unhealthy foods, and I feel a massive difference as well. So I think if you're watching, and maybe, I think it's this really good phrase that I heard from Iman Gadzi early on my journey was, it's not so much about the things that you do, it's the things you don't do. And so getting to your first 6 figures is really about just cutting out alcohol, cutting out drugs, cutting out, partying, or cutting out all those negative things. It's not about adding new stuff. It's not about necessarily adding meditation or adding going into the sauna every day or adding this elaborate morning and night routine to maximize your productivity. It's more so about the things you don't do and making sure that you exclude the bad things. And I definitely believe in that. And so I'm a big believer in not overcomplicating things. Will has this really cool phrase where he said it once when we were in Dubai. We're ordering some cheeseburgers, don't judge me, from McDonald's. And I remember he opened it up. He opened up the cheeseburger and I looked at it and I was like, there's nothing on it, Will. Is that just meat, cheese and bread? He said, yeah, it's a cheeseburger with no complications. So he'll get a cheeseburger and remove the onions, the pickles and the mustard and the sauce. So it's literally just bread, cheese, meat. That's it. And that whole no complications mindset, we've now started applying it to the business and saying, let's just have no complications. Let's keep it simple. Let's just have the meat, the cheese, and the bread. Let's have the core things, the things that you're really there for. Let's just focus on those and not try and overcomplicate it with all this extra stuff, all of these extra marketing funnels or systems or this or that. Let's just keep it very, very simple. So that no complications thinking carries through to business. It also carries through to life and making sure you make the right decisions, not trying to complicate things, just doing the right thing. So those are my key takeaways from this week. I've been reminded of those 2 things. The power of removing negative habits and replacing them with much more positive ones. Like for me, I have a thing for sugar. I have a sweet tooth. I love sugary stuff. And so replacing that, look, it's a step in the right direction, replacing it with fruit instead. I still know it's filled with sugar, but different kind of sugar, and so moving in the right direction. And then the second one is that just living with no complications. Removing complications from your business. Just having the bread, the cheese, and the meat, just like Will does when he gets a cheeseburger. None of this extra stuff. Just keep it simple. But that wraps up another week in my life. Next week, we'll still be in Bali, still be working on some very exciting things. And you're going to see the launch of Freedom Club, the new branding, the new product, the new website, new funnels, new everything that I've been working so diligently on for the past few weeks will actually come out and be visible to everyone, which I'm excited for because it's going to feel really fulfilling when it's all just out and people can start seeing it and all the stuff that I've been working on behind the scenes for so long. They can actually see it and see how it's all come together. So really excited for that. And then stay in Bali for a little bit longer. But hope you've enjoyed this week in my life. Another pretty consistent work week here in Bali. Starting to stack these up and feeling really good. If you have any feedback, as always, put it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Happy to answer any questions as well. Or if you think there's something I should talk about in these videos that you'd like to hear more about, do let me know as well. But thanks again, and I'll see you next week.